What's up guys, Boy here. Today we're doing another video. Today we're taking a look at the United States M45. Let's begin. And now let's get to talk about So this mask was actually going to be used for all... Now this mask was actually replaced the really extremely rare the M43, which is that weird Apache helicopter mask, the really weird one, and it replaced the M24, which I made a full review of that one. This mask was actually also used by Marine SOCOM, and also being used, was actually going to be replaced every single one the mask that was in the 90s. But the problem was, it was unfortunately didn't happen because there was multiple things about it here. One, because of logistical reasons, and of course, legal troubles. Yes, because someone was trying to patent ultra weld, which is something that is probably not a good idea doing that. You know, Campbell Plastics was going to do that. And then you'll see things like the whole Warco thing right here. That's kind of the reason why for it. The eyepieces themselves is made of glass is more of a 75% field of view. Of course, there's the voice diaphragm, which yes, you need to actually getting. There's also another variant of a VPU. Unfortunately, for that one is also rare, but also another extremely rare piece is of course the ring that actually holds the VPU. You actually need to get another piece for that one. There is also the second port, but the one I have is also missing. Of course, this one is made out of, of course, there's also the valve, the filter valve, where that is a 40mm NATO threads. So that's a pretty good construction to it. Here's, of course, here's what the exhale valve is. Kind of similar like the M40 to be exact. Which also have a COM port for things like radio and communications. Like a radio headset. Like an intercom like radio headsets. Which it actually has like the port itself. And this is what it looks like. I don't have an actual COM ports. I don't have comms for any of my pieces here, so that's unfortunate about it here. And also the drinking straw is kind of have that more of that MSA drinking port, so that's kind of what it is. And also by the accessories for it, you can, instead of having like more of that rubber skirt like the M40 did, there's actually the snap-on plastic buttons, snapping plastic pieces for the thing itself. Now, this is actually how you can snap it like that. Kind of similar to like this right here. Now, it actually turns out that some of the operatives that used it, some of the lenses can pop off easily. Can pop off easily. They can pop off easily. The rubber itself for the mask is made out of silicone rubber. And I'm going to have to point out that all of the plastic pieces that's on here is ultra welded. So that's kind of what it is. There are two eyepieces for it, which is one in a clear and a tinted lenses. And also the other hand, this one's And here is, in fact, the secondary skin for it, which is made out of butyl rubber. And the so one is stamped of Warco 02, M01C01. And inside of it, it also have like these much more thicker rubber to it. And it actually has CRO1. So that's kind of what it is. Also have a little stump right here for like a chemical hood for it. This one's a PBAO3J1 or 001 0 or 020. So that's kind of what the thing itself. And yes, you actually have to take off the exhale valve to apply it there. Oh yeah, that one, I know that one. Here's the other side. Also have a PBA49829. And this one's another O2, and also is Warco. The head harness is, of course, 6-pointed head harness. And you can replace it with the skull cap with the elastic straps all around it. Reinforced with a polyester, or no, cotton fabric, like a squared shape sewn to an X with the little tab for a quick off. And now let's go and see what's inside the mask itself. Now, inside the mask itself, here's what it looks like. I think oh no. I think I know what. Let me go see about does it came with an oral nasal cup or something? Let me go check. Okay, now I also did check. This one here is, yeah, this one didn't came with an oral nasal cup, but it does have an oral nasal cup. Or the one that were made. So it's kind of really awkward about it. So here's what the exhale valve is. And there's also some of the piece for like inside for there to have like an intercom to it. Here's a drinking straw to it. Here's these. So the filter you would inhale, it would travel through inside the oral nasal cup. And this is how you exhale to the thing. Oh my god, I didn't believe that would. Of course, there's also these. There's the voice piece. The voice diaphragm. Didn't believe that would ever happen that way. Yeah, my bad for that one. I didn't realize that wouldn't have it. Until now, I didn't realize about it. I guess I need to get an oral nasal cup for that. Holy shit, man. Oh yeah, and also this is also the hood itself. Kind of had the same material like an M40 to be exact. So inside the hood, oh wait, it's an inverted. This was all inverted. Actually, the hood's kind of very similar to like the MCU/2P type hood. Here's the strings to tighten it, and also for the mask, and also for the whole head itself. So, yeah, let's go test these bad boys out.
So this is what it sounds like with the mask on. You know what time it is.
So this is kind of a pretty funny thing about this one. I could probably want to love it and also hate it for probably for a couple both reasons. Now, I like the design itself. It actually looks cool as hell. But the problem is I think when I've got this thing, it was actually had no pieces on the thing itself. Like actually the second port wasn't even the actual version that I have because it didn't came with it. And the biggest elephant in the room, this piece right here. Yes, this is the valve cover for this. It didn't came with it. Yeah. I paid all this and the accessories for $500, and when I got it, it didn't came with the valve cover. I actually had to make one for the thing itself, which, if you all know, yes, I actually have it on the website. You can actually get this for if you don't have this particular piece or the valve cover for it. This is kind of a mask that's just completely broke me for a lot of the reasons, because it's a mask that I was excited and also very disappointed. And it's kind of really not garbage, per se. Like you could probably know. Yeah, some of the things like the lenses, yeah, perfectly fine, but some of them will pop off, like some of the times. And of course, the biggest problem here is the pieces are hard to find. And yes, I wouldn't recommend paying $1,000 just for this mask. And the problem about it here, these are the only two pieces that I have it missing, and I have to replace it with something different. And yeah, I probably wouldn't recommend, and I already know this is going into the military surplus market these days. And I got this actually when they had this being sold for $150. Like, got all that accessories and all. And this was part of the Christmas money I got for like $500. The problem is here, or rather, kind of a thing. I kind of got lucky for this because I think a couple years, or rather a couple years, it actually will be. It's already back to like $1,000. I think when the military surplus market came, I think a bunch of people bought all this, and now it become a little hard to find to get this. So it's now, first collector's item, too easy to find for $150, to now back to $1,000. Yeah, it's kind of a thing. So I'm giving the M45, the US M45, an astounding of, I'm gonna say, like a 7 out of 10. I wanted to like it, but the problem is it's kind of pretty flawed. Like the one I have is a little loose, so it's kind of my fault on that one. So that's a not bad mask for what it is, but it's also kind of need some work on it. If I could find these two, I can probably do like review this thing, or actually do a like re-review the thing itself, so that's kind of a thing for it. But overall, this is kind of my current setting here. So that wraps up of the US M45. I'm Artillboy, and I'm signing out. I'll see you guys next time.